What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are you doing today? Welcome back to the Arc Sports Cards channel. Today, we got a fun video for you. We're going over the top 5 undervalued young guns right now. Now, this video is going to be going over mostly superstars who I think are undervalued in the hobby. Each and every one of these cards I'm going to go through and explain why I think they're undervalued and give my thoughts and opinions on the hockey market in general and how they treat these undervalued superstars. So let me know down in the comments below if I miss anybody. This is just 5 names that I pulled out, and there's definitely other undervalued young guns out there. So let me know down in the comments below if I miss anyone. Drop a like on this video. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Completely free. Change your mind anytime. And yeah, let's get into the top 5 young guns that are undervalued. All right, and starting off this list with the number 5 spot, this guy I don't think is nearly as undervalued as some of the other guys on this list, but Jesper Bratt, the New Jersey Devils, has been playing very well, and I'll be the first to admit I was not a Jesper Bratt believer. He's a 6th-round pick, was not a very highly touted prospect, but he is playing very well on this New Jersey Devils team, and he's been pretty consistent over the last 3 years. I think he put up 70-plus points in both the last 2 seasons, and now he's on pace for 98 points. Jesper Bratt, I think, is the real deal, and his cards don't really show that. Don't get me wrong, I don't think Jesper Bratt is a superstar or anything, and we're going to take a look at his pricing now. This is courtesy of Sport Card Investor, not a sponsor or anything, and if you're considering investing in any sports cards, please invest at your own risk. This is not financial advice. This is also in US dollars for PSA 10 Young Guns. Jesper Bratt's Young Guns is currently sitting around 100 USD, and I think that's a little undervalued. Now, the reason Bratt's Young Guns is undervalued, I think, personally, is because there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen in New Jersey. They got a ton of firepower up front, lots of superstars, and I think they're going to detract a lot of the attention away from Jesper Bratt simply because he's just not the sexy name, I guess. Everyone's going to be looking at Jack Hughes. Even I'd say Timo Meyer's ahead of him, even though he hasn't had the best season. They got tons of weapons. Tyler Toffoli, Dawson Mercer, Nico Hischier. There's so many forwards up front for this New Jersey Devils team. That's a big reason why Bratt's undervalued. Could be worth a little bit more, but of course, we'll have to wait and see with the rest of the season. If he does hit 100, who knows? I should also preface this that this is not 5 undervalued young guns I think are going to go up. This is just 5 undervalued young guns. I don't think a lot of these actually go up. I think a lot of them are just going to stay the same because of the way they're valued in the hobby. And that is the case here for number 4. Number 4 is going to be Connor Hellebuyck. This is just really the goalie market in general in hockey cards. The goalies across the board are undervalued. Unless your name is Andre Vasilevsky, most likely, if you're a goaltender, you're undervalued. And Connor Hellebuyck's just the example I'm using. If you're not a Stanley Cup champion, if you're not on one of the main market teams like the New York Rangers, Igor Shesterkin, basically Shesterkin and Vasilevsky are the only active goalies with real hockey card value, at least in my opinion, unless I'm completely missing somebody. Unless you're one of the top guys, it's really hard to find value in goaltenders in hockey cards. Connor Hellebuyck has been a consistent, I would say, top 5 goalie for the past 3 or 4 years at least. And another guy like Ilya Sorokin, UC Saros, those guys are also elite goaltenders with not great card value, and it's just a problem in general across hockey cards. It happens with defensemen as well, but today we're just looking at the goaltenders. We'll take a look at Connor Hellebuyck's pricing. Connor Hellebuyck's PSA 10 Young Guns looks like it's currently selling for around $77 US, and I do think that's low, but I don't really see that going up. Goaltenders, I will mention, do fluctuate quite a bit when it comes to playoff time. Goaltenders can either absolutely tank in value if they get shelled, or they can skyrocket in value if they have some spectacular playoff run. For example, look at last season. We had Aiden Hill's cards increase because of the playoff run Vegas went on. We had Akira Schmid's Young Guns increase because of that stellar series he had in round 1, and yeah, we could have more guys like that happen this year. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And yeah, these goalies just kind of are all over the place all the time. All right, up next at number 3 on our list is going to be an established superstar that I think is just undervalued, period. It's Brayden Point of the Tampa Bay Lightning, 2-time Stanley Cup champion, one of the best playmakers, I think, in hockey. I think he's a top 20 player in the league, and he's not priced in as such. I think the main reason because of this is the Tampa Bay market. I think Kucherov's even undervalued a bit, as well as Stamkos and Hedman. I just think people overlook Tampa, but they have won 2 Stanley Cups. Some of their cards do have value. Of course, Kucherov has value, of course. Vasilevsky has value. It's just Brayden Point, because there's so many cooks in the kitchen, like with Jesper Bratt. I think he's undervalued. Now, I understand Tampa Bay collectors going after Stamkos and Kucherov over Brayden Point because Brayden Point's never eclipsed 100 points in his career like the other two. He's had some injury issues in the past, but he's still a superstar in this league. If Brayden Point was on another team, he'd be the best player on most teams. He'd be the best forward on, like, the Montreal Canadiens, for example. If Brayden Point played for Montreal, his cards would be worth way more, and that's just a fact. When I look at a graph like this and I see that Brayden Point's Young Guns are currently selling for around 82 US, that's just laughable to me. I think it should be at least 200 Canadian, I would think, for Brayden Point. Do I think Points Young Guns will go up to that? Probably not. I think most of these guys stay the same like they are because they're undervalued for the reasons I've listed. And yeah, I don't know with Brayden Point. Let me know what you guys think about Point down in the comments. All right, and coming in at number 2 on this list is going to be a guy I might consider to be a top 5 scorer in the NHL. It's Mikko Rantanen of the Colorado Avalanche. His Young Guns have always been undervalued, in my opinion, for how good and consistent Mikko Rantanen has been. He doesn't get a ton of hobby love because of, like Bratt and like Point, there's other cooks in the kitchen. He's not in the strongest market. That's at least in my opinion, that's the main drive for undervalued hockey cards, is they're not in a good market, and there's other bigger names on their team holding them back, like with Mikko Rantanen. Unlike Brayden Point, Mikko Rantanen has scored 100 points before, and his Young Guns are priced higher than Brayden Point's, but not really by much, and his Young Guns are actually trending down, which is crazy to me considering he's on pace to score 40 goals again. I don't know if I hit 50 again like he did last year. 55 goals last year is absolutely insane. His Young Guns didn't really increase that much. The fact that somebody got a PSA 10 Mikko Rantanen Young Guns for $89 US, congrats. That is an absolute bargain in my opinion. I think this card should be worth at least 200 Canadian because, like I said, I think he's a top 5 scorer in the NHL. What do you guys think of Mikko Rantanen? Nathan McKinnon gets a lot of love on that team. Cale Makar gets a lot of love on that team. Not a lot of people love Rantanen. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he's not Canadian. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. All right, and finally coming in our number 1 spot, and this is the main reason I wanted to make this video. I bet you if you asked 10 collectors who the most undervalued Young Guns is in hockey cards, I bet you at least half of them would say Artemi Panarin of the New York Rangers. Artemi Panarin, you can get raw Artemi Panarin Young Guns for $20 Canadian. This is a guy who is in the top 5 scoring in the NHL. He's proved year after year that he's a consistent scorer in this league, and he's only worth $20 Canadian raw. That is insane to me. Just looking at how consistent Panarin's been over his career has been nothing but remarkable. 77 points, 74, 82, 87, 95, 58 in a year he got injured, 96, 92, and now he has 53 points in 37 games. He has been a consistent monster, and he's undervalued. And now I'm going to try and work through the reasons why Panarin's undervalued. Now, there's a couple different reasons Panarin can be undervalued. As you can see, he is trending upwards. One recently sold for 110 US, and I think that is undervalued. Like these other guys, like Rantanen, I think he should be at least 200 Canadian. Now, with Panarin, I think one of the reasons he's undervalued is because he is Russian. People don't want to collect Russians right now. That's just the fact with everything going on over there. Another reason he could be undervalued, because he's been undervalued since before the whole Russia stuff. So I don't think that's really the main reason. I think it's more likely because of everything that went down when he got traded from Chicago. He got traded from Chicago. He went to Columbus. He wanted out of Columbus, ended up signing with the Rangers. So it affects cards when, for example, his Young Guns, he's on the Chicago Blackhawks in his picture. He's known for being on the New York Rangers now. So New York Rangers collectors don't really want a card with their superstar on it in a different jersey. But unlike Rantanen and those other guys on this list, I think Panarin's the guy on the Rangers. I think he's the name. Like, if you think New York Rangers forwards, who's the first guy you think of? I think Artemi Panarin. But if you think Colorado forwards, who's the guy you think of? You think McKinnon. So I don't really get that, but I'm just trying to find reasons. Like, why is Panarin so undervalued? What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Another reason Panarin might be undervalued is that he was older when he came over from the KHL, but Kaprizov did the same thing, but Kaprizov's still on the Minnesota Wild in his Young Gun picture, and that's the team he plays for. So his cards are worth a lot more than Panarin's are. I don't know. What do you guys think about Panarin? Let me know. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. This is just my list. It's not the right list. There's other undervalued Young Guns in the hobby. Let me know what you guys think about the current state of the hobby, and if any of these guys are going to change. Do you think Panarin's going to jump in price if they win a Stanley Cup? Maybe. Do you think Mikko Rantanen's going to jump in price? Do you think any of these guys are going to jump in price? Do you think any of these guys are going to go down in price? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you smash that like button. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.